Johnny really wanted a slingshot. He wanted a slingshot so bad. And one Christmas, his mom finally got him a slingshot. But she wouldn't let him play and actually use the slingshot until they went to his grandmother's house. And that was a couple of days away. So when Christmas finally came and they finally went to grandmother's house, he was able to go outside and he grabbed some stones and he went out towards the barn. He pulled that slingshot back and he started trying to hit the barn and he couldn't even hit the barn. He was a horrible shot. Everything was really, really bad. And so he's getting really down on himself because he's got a new slingshot and he got everything he wanted. And then all of a sudden, he didn't actually get to use the thing and do the thing. And so he's walking back to the house. And as he's walking back to the house, he sees his grandmother's duck. And instead of having a dog or instead of having a cat or something else, his grandmother had a pet duck. The duck was sitting outside of the house and he thought, man, there's no way I'm going to hit this. So he pulls the slingshot back, lets go, and sure enough, lays the duck right over, kills the duck. Well, he feels horrible and it's time to go in to eat. So he goes inside, they get ready, they're eating lunch, and he's sitting there next to his sister. And at the end of the meal, the grandmother turns over and says to his sister, hey, it's your turn to clean up and you're going to have to do the dishes and all that. And she quickly responds and says, well, I think Johnny actually said he was very willing to do that today. He really wanted to do the dishes for lunch. And Johnny's looking at her going, what in the world? Like totally confused of what's going on. And so his sister kept going on about, I think Johnny's going to want to do lunch. And so as they did this, he's trying to figure out what's going on. And the sister leans over really quietly. And just where only he could hear it, she goes, quack, quack. And he knew. He knew he had been caught. He knew he had been seen. And so this went on the rest of the day. And every once in a while, she'd lean over and she'd go, quack, quack. And it just kept kind of going, right? And so supper comes around and the mom and the grandmother are trying to get stuff ready and they're calling the sister, hey, you need to come help us cook and get ready and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, no, I think Johnny really wants to do that. I think he really wants to help you guys tonight. And she looked at him and, right, she made sure that he knew exactly what was happening. So another day passed and this kept kind of going on and she kept literally pushing him out and getting him to do all the chores and all this stuff. And every time he would try to push back, it'd be quack, quack. At some point, Johnny just got fed up and he was like, I'm just going to go tell my grandmother. I'm just done. So finally, he goes back and he tells his grandmother that, hey, I am so sorry. I killed the duck. I didn't think I was going to, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, I saw it as soon as you did it. And he's like, wait, you saw me as soon as yes, I saw you as soon as you did it. But I wanted to wait and see how long you would allow your sister to keep you as a slave. And that's the story, right? So many times we allow people to convince us, quack, quack, that we have to be a slave to this or that or these or those. And we allow others' opinions and their beliefs and their actions and their things to control what we do. And yet Johnny, all he had to do was just be real with his grandmother because his grandmother completely forgave him. She's like, I just wanted to wait and see because I'm not mad at you. She said it was an accident. But we allow ourselves so many times to get caught up in that. So the next time that you find yourself in a situation where you're a slave to something, it could be something, it could even be an idol, it could be whatever it may be. Think about quack, quack. Like, are you really going to fall for that? Are you really going to allow that to control you? Are you going to allow that to be the slave? Because your identity belongs in Christ. And he's the only one that we should serve. So don't let quack, quack control you.